Hey, crypto family. So it looks like Bitcoin did exactly what we thought it would do. I mentioned when it was over here in this 8160 level that I thought we were towards the bottom or very close. And that's exactly what happened. We actually went down to a low of 7814. And then from there, we consolidated. And then today, we actually had this run up to a high of 8309. So I hope a lot of y'all caught some of the longs, hopefully from the 7900 to 8000 level. But again, I'm going to go over a lot of different time frames and what I think we're going to do from here. So first, looking at Bitcoin right here on the hourly, you can see in the whales buy sell indicator, we do have a sell indication. So possibly I'm thinking Bitcoin may decline to about that 8150 level. And actually, I'm going to explain a couple of reasons why. So also here you can see we have a red dot for a sell trigger. So that's another reason. Also, the Wolfpack is declining to the downside. So we may start declining here. But one thing I really want to point out is the CME Futures. So if you don't know, CME Futures is basically where people can predict or speculate where the price is going to go on Bitcoin buying future contracts. Now, usually these future contracts, they provide gaps. So what gaps are basically there's a lot of exuberance in the price fluctuation and there's not a lot of support or resistance in that fluctuation. So it usually comes back and fills that gap. So I'm going to mention what exactly I mean by there. So this is on the daily chart here and we're scrolling and you see these gaps in prices here. So one that's really more apparent is back in May 13th of 2019. So you can see here that Bitcoin closed at 63.65, but then there was that gap between there and about 6,800. And you can see on May 17th, 4 days later, it actually declined to 63.20, therefore filling this gap that we had in this area. And then you can see it filled back up. Now, gaps, we don't know when they're going to be filled, but 90% of the time they are filled. So you can see here there was a ton of gaps on June 17th and June 24th here. And you can see Bitcoin actually came down to these gaps over here in September 26th and filled them. So again, it's not necessarily means it's going to happen right away, but eventually it will happen. Now, I want to zoom in here because it's kind of hard to see, but we had a little gap here, and I'm going to actually go towards the high here. So if you look, it has the highest it went to was 81.30, and then the lowest it went to on the next daily chart was 81.85. So that actually means that between 81.30 to 81.85, we possibly decline back to that level. So again, that's why I'm thinking around 81.50, we may decline back to. So right now, if we look at Bitcoin, I'm going to actually go over a lot of the different minute charts. So on the 3 minute here, again, we're 82.30. 3 minutes been fluctuating a lot. So again, not much help here unless you're short-term trading. But we get into the 5 minute here, and actually, I'm going to go over some moving averages. This is the 7 day, 77 day, and 231 day. So I found these moving averages are very accurate in predicting price action. They're more lagging indicators, but they do help predict trends. So you can see here that the 3 day, if we actually look on the hour chart, right now the hourly is starting to curve to the downside. So right now on the hourly for the 7 day moving average, we do see it starting to level off, and this RSI is way overbought. So possibly seeing some more indication to the downside. But then looking at the 5 minute here, we can see that it is crossing above that 77 day moving average, possibly some continuous bullish action. So again, there is a lot of conflicting indicators right now. I do think we may have a little bit of a pullback here, but again, there still is room for Bitcoin to run. Now, a couple more indicators we're going to go over. I already mentioned the 1 hour here, a possible sell. But then going over the 2 hour, a sell flashed as well, and a red dot flash. So possibly trigger to a sell. So that's something to think about when you are thinking of longing these positions. Again, not financial advice, just my opinion, but we do have some possibility for some more downside. Again, possibly to that 81.30 to 81.50 level to fill that gap. So definitely a possibility there. And then going on to the different time frames. Now, the next time frame is the 6 hour. So that is still on a buy indication. So again, that hasn't turned bearish yet, but it possibly may turn bearish in the next couple of candles. And then the next candle we're going to go over here is actually going to be the daily candle. So here, I'll go ahead and click that. And from there, actually, you can see here on the daily that it still has a sell indication. So again, that has not flipped a buy signal yet, indicating possibly more downtrend action. So again, you can see there's a lot of different, contradicting indicators here. But the overall sentiment is we did have this sharp run very, very rapidly. And I think, we'll possibly have a pullback, especially if you're looking at the Fibonacci levels, possibly going to the 78.6 or 61.8 Fibonacci levels for a standard pullback. So Looking at resistance and support levels here, again, this 76, 7700 level is major support here. So I don't think we're necessarily going to get all the way down there. But you can see here, this 50-day moving average on the 4-hour is possibly providing support around the 8130 level, coincidentally, matching with the 8130 for filling the gap. And then resistance levels here, a lot of people are looking at around this 8500 level. So this is a level I think we may see some big resistance and possibly pull back possibly to around where we're at now, to this around this 8250 level. And then also that also coincides with the 128-day moving average as well. So again, there is a lot of different indicators here that we are trying to really fight with, and that's definitely something that we're looking at here. And actually, I'm gonna I believe this indicator here for the purple line is actually the 200-day. Sorry, so this 200-day is matching up with this 8500 resistance. So some we're going to look at here. But again, if you are trading right now, possibly looking for a good point to long it, again, it could be around that 8150 level, or even that 8000 level that was very important for us to break beforehand. But again, I think between 8050 to 8150, you are pretty good for longing. But again, we may break down to the 7700 level one last time. So just trade accordingly. And again, it's great to see, the calls were pretty spot on with being near the bottom. And, it looks like they are probably going to hold. But again, always use your stops and be ready for anything. So with that, if y'all enjoyed this video, please give it a like, comment if you have any questions or you enjoyed the video. And then again, please like the video. I really appreciate if you like it, and it helps my channel grow. And again, subscribe if you haven't, and set those alerts. So until next time, thanks for watching.